sports fans! It's another episode of Super Sports, where we bring you all the things on everything cool about sports. Baseball, football... Wait, what am I talking about? No, this is the Super Awesome Geek Show, and I'm John, the Vintage Geek. Haha, sorry. And you can find us on iTunes, or go right to the website, superawesomegeekshow.com. We're doing a show about toys! And today I have for you another vintage showcase. We have some BlackStar figures that I've got here. Some of the villains from Series 1 and Series 2. And I've got some packaging to show off that goes with the Vizir. So you guys get a good idea what the packaging looked like back in the day. These figures came from Galoob. There was a Filmation show called BlackStar that came out just before He-Man. I think it ran for only about a year. But it was sort of like setting up the base for He-Man. If you watch it, you will see a lot of elements that were taken from BlackStar and brought into He-Man, and I think they tweaked those elements and paid attention to like Thundar and a few other Barbarian shows that were out at that time or just before He-Man, and He-Man really got it. They were able to polish that formula, and He-Man landed and became the most popular show of the Barbarian TV shows. They did something right with that one. I think everything just kind of came together. But this was Filmation's first try at a Barbarian show. BlackStar came from he came from Earth, and he was trapped in a black hole or time warp thing, sort of like Buck Rogers, right? And he ended up on, and then started helping little Trobbits out against Overlord and his evil minions. And what I have here is some of the vintage evil minions from Galoob. I've got Neptul, but he's missing his cape. So I'll show you everything I got with him except for the cape. I've got Gargo, or is it Jargo? Gargo? G-A-R-G-O? I just don't remember from the show. And he is missing his wings. He would have some wings that went in a peg. There's a hole on his back, and his wings would go on there. So I need to track those pieces down for these guys. But the Vizir is complete with his box. Each of the figures came with little demons, which I have over here. I'll show you them as well. I actually honestly don't remember which demon came with which figure, but that, I mean, who cares? You know, you got a different colored demon minion with every figure, and I think with the good guys, you got a different Trobbit with each good guy. Trobbits are little pink guys that were kind of like fat little Smurfs, but with ears, like more elf looking. With, you know, yeah, but yeah, they lived in the Sagar tree. And the planet was called Sagar, so, you know, some brilliant thinking there, right? If you want to know a lot more about these guys, as well as other action figure lines, especially classic lines, you can check out Action Figure Archive online. That's at action-figure.ca. You just type in that URL, it'll take you right to the Action Figure Archive. They got some brilliant photographs with the names and all the parts and pieces that go with with each individual figure. I mean, they've got He-Man, they've got Mask, they've got BlackStar, and some of the more obscure lines that you can't find anywhere else. They'll have some really good photographs of them with all the little pieces and all the parts and accessories that went with the figures. So it's a great place to check out. Alright, let's get in close. I'll put up the backdrop, and we're gonna, you know, show you these figures. Alright? I think I'm gonna take you through each of these guys individually. So first, let's look at the Vizir. He was the Ice Castle Wizard with glow-in-the-dark power staff and an alien demon that came with him, one of the little minions. The second, what I consider the second series of these guys from Galoob, they had laser light action. So you could flick this little thing on their back and their light, like a piece in their chest, would light up. They re-released every single figure with this laser light action, you know, as a second series, and then added some figures to the line, like the Vizir was added to the line when they did that. Let's give you a good look at the packaging first, and then we'll go through the figure, and then we'll actually hit Neptul and Gargo. So the front of the BlackStar packaging, Galoob has a nice picture of John BlackStar with his cape and star sword in hand, flying on Warlock, his dragon. I have a video up where showcasing BlackStar and Warlock. I don't have a star sword for him, but I've got everything else, and it's a very cool video. I highly recommend checking that out. You can just find it further down the list on the YouTube channel. They always had the character's name, like the Vizir, Ice Castle Wizard, Glow-in-the-Dark Power Staff, Alien Demon, Laser Light, Try It Yourself. There was a hole in the back that you could flick. It always came in a nice bubble. I'm happy to have some of the packaging for at least one of the figures. I think it's very cool. I love the old style packaging. Let me try and zoom in and show you just a little bit of the card art on here, because I really dig the card art. I mean, it's some fantastic artwork showing off the dragon warlock that BlackStar rode on. I mean, just these little simple touches, like the border comes down like this and kind of gets darker, then it fades out and slips back through, you know. Nice little touches they put on, you know, the whole BlackStar logo. I just really love old card art. I think it's, you know, vintage card art is just amazing. It's a lot better than what they put out today, I think. Let's flip it over, show you the back, and then we'll get right into the action figures themselves. The back of the Vizir's packaging. Now, I think all of the BlackStar packaging with the Laser Light series had this exact same back. You flick the wheels and watch the sparks of laser light. Woohoo, try it yourself! Again, they copy just in black and white the BlackStar imagery from the front, from Galoob, for ages 5 and up. They didn't want the kids under 5 swallowing any of the small parts. You would just basically do what it says there. You flick the wheel down, activate the sparks of laser light. I'll get you some zoom-ins here, and we'll show you just that. I'll go up and down on the back of that packaging so you have it. BlackStar from Galoob. I am John BlackStar. With Star Sword in hand, I will help the Trobbits defend against Overlord. Laser light, try it yourself. Flick the wheels and watch the sparks of laser light. Cool. Flick the wheels down, activate the sparks of laser light. Laser light uses standard size flints. If the flint in your BlackStar figure should ever wear out, it can be replaced by opening the back spring plate and inserting a new one. Slide up, pull out, insert new flint here. You know, I didn't even know that. And you know, I think this is the first time I actually read that box. And my Overlord, I have the Overlord with the flint, with the sparking action. It doesn't spark. I'm gonna see if I can still find a standard flint and try to fix him. Alright, let's move on to the action figures. The Vizir first. So here's a real good close-up of the Vizir with his alien demon minion. I'll give you a good little roundabout on the alien demon minion here. Some of them were all just a solid color, and other of them had a slight fading in the chest area there, or stomach area, whatever you want to call it. And they all had separate painted eyes, which was pretty cool. And sometimes this little tiny fading over the eyes for like eyebrowish. So they actually didn't just give you a plain solid color little minion guy. It had some detail, which was kind of cool. They're all exactly the same mold. They just colored them differently for each character. I actually think you might have just got a random one. Like they didn't care which color went with each figure. I don't know for sure, but every evil minion, every evil villain you got from the BlackStar series, from Galoob, you got one of these demon guys. So that's him. And then the Vizir himself, the Ice Castle Wizard. They all came with these glow-in-the-dark staffs and weapons and accessories, and they really do glow in the dark. When I turn the lights off at night, that whole shelf glows in the dark. It's pretty cool. It comes easily right in and out of his hand. You can kind of see how it moves right there. His hand is just a hole, it has a hole in it. It's not posable. This guy only has 3 points of articulation, his head and his arms. Well, that one's probably never been moved, but this arm I know moves because I moved it up. So he was basically mint in his package when I found him, and just had to grab him because I wanted the package art. But the package itself, the bubble had been taken off and retaped on. But otherwise the figure was perfectly mint, which is why his arm is very hard to move because it's barely ever been touched, you know? Spin him around a little bit and give you a good look at him from the side. And then we'll do the back. And this is what they were talking about with the laser light. And I guess you could lift this up and replace the flint if it ever went out. But this flint is fine because, like I said, he was
pretty much mint in the box when I got them. Just the packaging was a little damaged. I'll show you that feature in just a second. And there he is from that side. Let me see if I can zoom in and we'll get him flicking for you. Flickering. Here's a good close-up. You get a good look at the scowl on the Vizir's face. I'm a bad ice wizard. I'm gonna zap you with my wizard powers. Yes, because I don't like BlackStar and his little trobbit friends. I'd rather hang out with my demon minions. So I'm gonna flick the thingy on the back and hopefully it will spark up just fine. And you'll see it glowing. Look at the spark action. Whoa! That's like his magic power flowing out of him. Super demon minion ice wizard power. You really got to flick it to make it go, though. All right, let's move on to, how about we'll do Neptul next. Whoopsh. So here's Neptul and his demon minion. To me, this one looks more solid red, but his eyes are painted. I don't think the fading on his stomach came out as well as it did on some of the other demon minions. But again, he's the same mold all the way around as the other demons. Neptul, like I said, I have his Neptune staff, his trident, and his shield, but I do not have the cape that came with him. I still have to track one down. Some of the little accessories for BlackStar can fetch quite a lot of money on eBay. So I still hunt and hope to find a deal, and then maybe one day I'll find it at a thrift store or something in an accessory pile. I don't know. I actually found Neptul and Gargo at a thrift store, so you can find them still in thrift stores. I did see another BlackStar figure, the one with the cat head. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head when I found these guys, but I passed on them because I thought it was something else that was not from this line. Then got home and went, oh crap, and I ran back to the store and they were gone already. It was already gone. So I missed out on grabbing the other villain just because I wasn't as knowledgeable as I should have been. But now I know, and knowing is half the battle, they say, right? These also glow in the dark. And let me give you a spin around of Neptul so you can see him from all his sides. A lot of these guys are, I mean, it's very similar to He-Man figures. This would have been like the merman of the group, right? And there's a little hole where his cape would have pegged in and then hung down. He's got neat little underwear things there, right? And shoulder armor. They all wore like underwear and that's it in the old universes. Wouldn't it be funny if aliens arrive and that's all they really do wear is underwear? Nothing else? Neptul has 5 points of articulation. His head moves, arms move. Mine are a little stiff because they've barely been moved. And his legs just kind of, they don't really, you know, they're a little bit worse than even He-Man, where they don't really, they just kind of turn. So you just have to sort of just get them in the right spot, and there you go, right? We'll get in close and show you a little bit of Neptul's face and details. I think Neptul has a pretty cool head. His eyes and mouth and the little tentacles hanging down look really cool. His trident staff is neat. His armor pieces are just kind of cool. He's got nice sculpting and he's got good abs, right? He's been working out really good. I just think he's a really cool looking vintage action figure. I mean, that face, just look at it. I am Neptul and I come from the depths of the sea. I am here to destroy BlackStar and those evil little trobbits. Such annoying creatures. And I want to show you his feet because they're kind of neat looking. Look at those gnarly feet. Clip your nails, man. They're like dragon claws. I just like the little wrinkles and detail they put into the feet, you know. I mean, they really sculpted these guys pretty cool. And his shield just clips right onto his arm. Very nice action figure. I'm very happy with him. It's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at Gargo and his cool little staff and stuff. Yeah, it goes that way. I had it right. The weapons, the staves have some detailing in them, and some of them you can tell go one way or the other. Like his has a bat on a glowing ball. It's like hanging onto a glowing ball, and the bat faces this way, and his tail and everything hangs down the back of the ball on the other side. Gargo also came with this cool knife that could clip onto his arm. You can't really pull the knife out of the sheath or anything, so it's really just an added detail that glows in the dark. Again, he had a pretty cool looking face sculpt. He's kind of like a bat demon dude with a toga. He has the same feet and legs, basically the same arms. And I mean, I think the arms and the legs for the sculpts are exactly the same as Neptul. Gargo's demon that I have with him is blue. Also has some nice coloring in the eyes. The eyebrows and the stomach are shaded. Again, it's the same mold, you know, that like we talked about before. I believe there was 2 other colors. There was like a pink demon at least, and maybe one other. Wasn't there 4 or 5 different colors for the demons, if I'm remembering correctly? He also was 5 points of articulation. His arms moved, head movement, and we had that same kind of leg movement that just twisted in and out, you know. So, just some basic movement on these figures. I'll spin him around so you can see him from the different sides with his cool little dagger clipped to his arm. The back of Gargoyle. This little hole right here is where the wings would go in. The wings are a part I don't own. He's seen some better days. I think he's got a little bit of dirt.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, Siri. Sorry about that. I don't know why Siri woke up while I was talking to this video, but she really doesn't know how to respond to Gargo, I guess. Mine has some scuffs and dirt, so maybe the kid who had owned him before me played with him. He's not as perfect as the other guys, but I still love having him, and his joints are real stiff and perfect, so it's very cool. Get you some close-ups of Gargo. Here's Gargo up close. Again, you can see a nice scowl in his face with red-colored eyes and his mouth and teeth painted in. He's wearing the satchel like a toga. Very cool head sculpt on him. Looks kind of batish, you know. He's like, I'm a bat. And let's see, what would his voice be like? He'd be like, I am a bat. I am a bat, and I will be out here destroying all of BlackStar's minions. Annoying little trobbits will see nothing but my death. What? I don't know. I'll echolocation them and then fly down and hit them with a death bite vampire. Yeah. Fear me, trobbits. I don't know. I just have fun. Picking an orange thing to stand him on wasn't a good idea, was it? Sorry. So there's Gargo for you. So there you go, folks. The Vizir, Gargo, and Neptul with their alien demon minions from the BlackStar line. Thanks a lot for watching another super awesome Geek Show vintage spotlight. Really appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe, comment, you know, anything below that you want to talk about. You know, let's start a conversation. I also love to tweet. You can find us on Twitter at Awesome Geek Show. Tweet with me there. Let's talk about some action figures, comic books, toys, games, anything you want to chat about, we'll do it. I have a one for all and all for one attitude, so I really like sharing all the stuff that you guys do, and I'm very happy when our stuff gets shared. Thanks for returning the favor, and I believe that there's room at the top for everybody, and if we all work together and help each other, we can all achieve our goals. So thanks a lot for all the stuff that you do, and we'll continue to help you guys out as much as you guys help us out. It's all cool. Thanks. Find our podcast, Super Awesome Geek Show, at superawesomegeekshow.com. Actually, you can find everything, links to the videos and the podcast there, along with some bios and things about us all. Really encourage you to check out the About Us section. Some of those bios we've been writing are pretty funny. It's not all just blah, 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 this is what we do. We actually put a lot of humor and made some funny things in there as well. Had a good time with it, reflecting on our nostalgia and vintage and early days as a child, or other crazy things that we decided to write up. You can pick out the kernels of truth in those bios yourself, but because some of it is true and some of it's made up. That's what's fun about writing bios, at least ours anyways. You can find us on iTunes, and just search for Super Awesome Geek Show. Go to Facebook, we're there, Super Awesome Geek Show on there. And yeah, you can add us now to Stitcher Smart Radio if you want to do that. Just add us to Stitcher, and then everything will show up there as well. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you later. The Vintage Geek is out! And always remember, keep it geeky out there, everyone. BlackStar!